It's a place where people work and live. Its population, increasingly immigrants from Central America, many of whom are undocumented. It's a place where gang life is pervasive.
Like I said, if you were in Beverly Hills or Brentwood, all you guys would have been known as a club or fraternity or stuff like that because of the way you look. You're known as gang members. All the violence, they got to blame it on somebody.
In a church basement, inside the Rampart Police District, a group of young people are fighting to change their lives.
But they're just a gang with the law on their side.
This is Gerardo Lopez. His street name is Clever, and he stepped in as the leader of the group, Homies Unidos, Homeboys and Girls United.
We want to be a lawyer, we want to be a baseball player, we want to be a fireman or stuff like a businessman.
The church-sponsored group reaches out to Rampart's Salvadoran gangs. Its mission, to get gang members to renounce violence and find alternatives to aggression.
So as a gathering group, we will fight for our rights to let LAPD know that we are not alone.
Their poems tell of a conflict they cannot escape. The constant antagonism between gangs and cops that's at the heart of the LAPD scandal.
As I walk down the street going towards Normandy, I get stopped by a crash and my heart starts beating fast, just thinking would I get framed or beat up.
Beautiful. Does that have a title?
The workshops are put together by Tom Vernon, a director of the program Arts Expand.
Did you ever think it was like this?
It's like the whole culture insists that these people not make it out. The police and the larger culture. It's almost impossible. They get tickets for blocking the sidewalk. They get these tickets, they can't afford to pay them, and then they become warrants and they get picked up. I don't know, but that's never happened to me, ever.
You would think that a group like Homies Unidos that renounces violence would be welcome, even encouraged by an anti-gang unit like Crash. Instead, they allege they became the prime targets, subjected routinely to harassment, arrest, and abuse.
How long have you been in here now?
About six months now.
What'd you do on your 15th birthday?
Didn't do really much. Stayed locked up over here and they brought me a cake.
Jose Rodriguez was only 14 years old when he decided to attend Homies Unidos meetings to help him get away from the violence of gang life. It was after one of the regular Thursday church meetings that he was arrested by Rampart Crash cops and charged with murder.
I just feel kind of messed up because I didn't do it.
You've had some trouble before.
Not like that.
And you swear to God you didn't kill this guy?
I swear I can't put that on God.
Put it on yourself then.
I put it on myself. I didn't kill him.
According to the police, the drive-by murder of a rival gang member took place around 8:30 on a Thursday evening, near the corner of 1st and Kenmore. Jose Rodriguez's photo would be identified by one of the survivors of the shooting. But Jose had credible alibi witnesses, people who say he was nowhere near the murder scene.
As sure as you're sitting there right now and I'm sitting here, I was with him at that time.
You swear to God?
I swear to God. And I have no reason, I have no agenda to lie. I mean, I care about him a great deal, but I have no reason to protect a murderer.
Is he a murderer?
No, he's not. He's not a murderer.
Alex Sanchez, another person caught up in the LAPD scandal, is founder of Homies Unidos in LA and a former gangbanger himself. He has spent years showing kids an honest way out of gang life. He also swears that at the moment of the murder, Jose was in the church, right by his side.
Well, we found out that the homicide actually took place around 8:30. And he was with us during that time in the program. I mean, he never left us. He always stood to the last minute.
Sanchez tried to come forward to help Jose, but he says the police found a way to make sure he could not.
Do you think you're here because you're an alibi witness?
Yes.
Here in a U.S. immigration detention center in San Pedro, California, Sanchez, an undocumented immigrant from El Salvador, now faces deportation. Alex believes he was targeted, not only because he's an alibi witness, but also because of the work he was doing with the gangs.
I was actually educating this youth. And actually, the youth were speaking out. They were filing complaints. You know, the times that they've been harassed and actually beaten up.
You became a threat to the cops.
Yes.
Alex Sanchez's case points to a larger issue. Allegations that Crash cops colluded with immigration agents to get suspected gang members off the streets and out of the country. It is one more suspect police tactic revealed by the scandal, and it is against the law.
Alex Sanchez is the case in point.
And it caught the attention of State Senator Hayden.
Clearly, elements of the INS have been cooperating for a very long time with elements of the police department in their own little campaign to throw people out of the country. That's what's going on. That's in violation of law. That's in violation of procedure.
In fact, the city council passed Special Ordinance 40 to stop police from taking immigration law into their own hands. Cops are not allowed to initiate an action based on someone's undocumented status. But that is exactly what his supporters say happened to Alex Sanchez.
In Alex's case, I think it's that he stands for all that they deny. A reformed person, a rehabilitated person, a nonviolent person who can actually do things that the police have not been able to do.
I believe if it wasn't for Alex Sanchez, I would have been in jail doing life, 25 to life. I would have probably been killed.
You know, the citizens never believed all your stories about the cops.
Exactly. Well, this story, this is something that hopefully this Rampart scandal, hopefully it starts opening people's eyes.
Homies Unidos has now given solace to Jose Rodriguez's parents. Since his incarceration, they come to church meetings regularly,
Dios, dame la fortaleza para
looking for support and justice for their son.
Es un dolor que no se le desea a nadie.
Mrs. Rodriguez tells me, this pain I would not wish on anyone. And after 6 months in jail, Jose maintains he is not capable of murder.
I wouldn't do something like that, 'cause deep down in my heart, I see somebody else's mom crying. Something like that happens to my mom, I'll see her doing the same. So I wouldn't commit something horrible as that.
Are you frustrated, Tom, that apparently no one believes you?
It is so ridiculous. I mean, and that nobody will listen, but that they're totally willing to leave him in there for all these months.
But as the Rampart scandal heated up Los Angeles, prosecutors finally agreed to revisit Jose's case.
And on Friday, I finally had the opportunity to interview two potential alibi witnesses provided to me by the defense. But in the meantime, the statements that they gave me raised some questions as to the accuracy of the eyewitness identification at the murder scene.
On March 15th, Jose Rodriguez was finally set free.
Muy feliz.
What seems clear is that the LAPD was wrong about Jose Rodriguez. But what is unclear is how badly his time behind bars, surrounded by hardcore criminals, have damaged a 15-year-old who is already on the edge.
This is the celebration.
While Homies Unidos celebrates Jose's freedom, they continue to fight for the release of their leader.
Free! Free!
Still, Alex Sanchez remains a prisoner. His next stop could be El Salvador. And because of his history of gang activity, that could be fatal.
There's been 3 of these young men deported from Los Angeles and killed in El Salvador in the past year, all of them doing peace work.
Do you think you'd be murdered if you go back to Salvador?
Yes, I do.
When Geraldo Rivera Reports continues,